dealer. Twins coming at 59 and 60. They try to avoid the sweep. They'll lead off their center fielder, Aaron Hicks. Batting second and playing second, Brian Dozier. Joe Mauer, the DH, will hit third. Batting cleanup, he's been tough. The rookie third baseman, Miguel Sano. The first baseman is Trevor Plouffe. He's going to bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing right field, Eddie Rosario. The shortstop is Eduardo Escobar, and he's going to bat seventh. Batting eighth, getting his first start of the series, the catcher Chris Herman. And batting ninth and playing left field, Shane Robinson. He's hitting .259.
That lineup will be facing Nathan Eovaldi, who's been on a run lately for the New York Yankees. Beautiful afternoon here in the Bronx, and Nathan will get to start. We'll look at his numbers on the year. This will be his 24th start. 12-2. That's an impressive record. You can see more hits than innings pitched, but 92 strikeouts. Opponents batting .297. We'll explain how you get to be 12-2 with opponents hitting .297 against you. Let's check out our pitchers. Scout Report brought to you by your Honda dealers. Those 12 wins represent a career high. Coming into this year, he'd only won 15 games in his major league career, so 12 wins. He's doing very well. 7 wins, no losses in his last 10 starts. And he currently has the longest winning streak in the American League, along with Chris Tillman of the Orioles. In the National League, it's Zach Greinke. He's won 8 in a row for the Dodgers. And Nathan has been grand against the Central. He is 6-0 against Central Division teams. He has beaten every one of them at least once.
Why don't we check out the Yankee defense, which is presented by Geico. In the outfield, it's Gardner, Ellsbury, and Beltran. That's left to right. In the infield, we've got Headley, Gregorius, Drew, and the rookie Greg Bird, who had 2 hits last night. Behind the plate, day game after night game, nothing wrong with McCann. That's John Ryan Murphy. And Kenny told you all you need to know about Nathan Eovaldi. So the Yankees have taken the first 2 games of this series. They took 2 out of 3 against Toronto. They took the final game against Cleveland, so you do the math, and they've won 5 of their last 6 games. Good time to be heating up after that slow stretch where they lost 5 in a row, 3 to the Toronto Blue Jays and then 2 to the Indians. So the Yankees seem like they have righted the ship here in the Bronx, where they always play so well this year. So they're going for the sweep of the Twins, and then the Indians will come into town over the weekend.
Yeah, with that win last night, Michael, the Yankees ensured they won the season series from the Minnesota Twins. They've won 4 of the 5 games.
All right, so the Twins are getting ready. Aaron Hicks is ready. Nathan Eovaldi is ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch is low and inside. We are underway. The crew chief, Ted Barrett, will man home plate. Angel Hernandez, the first base up. Will Little at second. And Pat Hobart is over at third. The 1-0. 99 miles per hour upstairs, 2-0.
Yeah, Hicks up there has 1 hit in the series, but it was a good one. It was a home run. Eovaldi 1-0 in his career against the Twins. He beat them on July 26th at Target Field. And it was probably one of his better games of the year, although you can see the fastball there, 98. 8 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, a walk and 5 strikeouts, 7-2 Yankee victory.
And the 3-0. First strike of the game, 3-1.
In fact, in that game, Eovaldi worked into the 9th inning, but got touched up a bit, and the Yankees had to go to the bullpen.
And another strike, 3-2. So Hicks doing a lot of window shopping right now. He's worked the count full. And Eovaldi deals. Grounded to second. Stephen Drew gobbles it up over to Bird. 1 away. All right, let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. It's 85 degrees. Not much wind. Humidity is 63%. Now it's partly cloudy, and the forecast has a chance of scattered showers. So hopefully we will avoid that.
Nice comeback by Eovaldi on the first batter of the game, falling behind 3-0 and then coming back to get Hicks to ground out.
There's Brian Dozier, who was 0 for 4 last night. Actually 0 for his last 6 in this series. He started off so well the first game. He had 3 hits in his first 3 at-bats, so the Yankees have held him down just a bit. High fly ball, left field. Gardner. Now Ellsbury's there, and he puts it away. Gardner kind of spread his arms as if to say, I can't see. And Ellsbury made his way all the way over to left field to make the play.
Take a look at this, and you know, yeah, he's saying, wait a minute, what's going on here? But when you're an outfield, you're a team within the team. And it's going to be Ellsbury saying, I got it, I got it. You can see him saying it, and Gardner backed off. The catch was made.
Here's Joe Mauer. He has become a bit of an Iron Man for the Twins now that he's the first baseman. This is his 118th game out of the 120 that the Twins have played. 0-2.
Today he gets what you like to call it, the half a day off?
Half a day. He's the DH.
It's like you leaving a ball game after 5 and 4.5 innings.
That doesn't happen.
You're an Iron Man.
Just underway here in the Bronx. The 0-2. In on the hands and fouled away.
You can see Evaldi's fastball. It averages out as #1 in the league. Upwards of 99. We've seen him hit 100 miles an hour this year. But I think one thing that has happened with him, his breaking ball is much better. His split has become a viable put-away pitch. And there it is, but too far away from the strike zone to get the likes of Mauer to swing at it.
Swing and a miss. Got him on the splitter, so he started the first batter 3-0, ends up retiring. Fielder Carlos Beltran. Greg Bird at first base will bat 5th. Mark Teixeira not close to coming back at this point, still very sore. Chase Henley, the third baseman, bat 6th, batting 7th. Playing shortstop, D.D. Gregorius. Stephen Drew at second base will bat 8th and batting 9th and catching John Ryan Murphy.
On the hill for the Twins, veteran right-hander, 32 years old now, Irvin Santana. In his career against the Yankees, he's 5-8. His numbers on the year. This is only his 9th start. We'll get into that later. 2-3 record, 5.66 ERA. Let's check out the pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Honda dealers. A not so perfect 10. His last 10 starts against the Yankees, he has not beaten them. In his career, he's been primarily an innings eater. 5 times he's been over 200 innings. And progressive thinking. He pitched the first ever no-hitter at Progressive Field in Cleveland in 2011.
Certainly had an inauspicious start to his Twins career.
Yeah.
He signed a 4-year, $55 million contract and then started the season suspended when he tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. So that's why his numbers are just 2 and 3.
And he's not eating the innings.
There's a base hit up the middle for Ellsbury and a 7-game hitting streak. He's on with a single. Let's check out the Twins defense presented by Geico. Pretty slick corners, I'll tell you that. And Hicks can go get it in center. Robinson and Rosario are very good on the corners. Hicks in center field. In the infield, we get our first look at Sano as a third baseman. He DH'd the first 2 games. Then it's Escobar, Dozier, and Plouffe, who's usually the third baseman. Plouffe's at first. Herman behind the plate. Santana on the mound.
Nice start for Ellsbury, not wasting any time. That's his 6th hit in this series.
Pushes a bunt and pushes it foul.
You mentioned Sano's first start at third base in this series. The first time the Yankees have seen him at third base. Every previous game they met, the ones at Target Field, and the first 2 here at Yankee Stadium, he's been the DH. And a lot of people will tell you Sano's going to be the third baseman next year.
And they have to decide what to do with Plouffe. In all likelihood, he would be trade bait. Not a bad player. Inside, 1-1.
Good stop by Herman. Kept that one from going back to the screen. First time we've seen him behind the plate. There's Paul Molitor, the Twins manager. Twins now a game under 500. Still in the wild card race, though.
Fouled away. Let's take a look at the playoff picture brought to you by your local Chevy dealer, and this is the wild card aspect of it. The Angels moved ahead of the Orioles. Orioles lost to the Mets last night, so the Blue Jays in first for the wild card. Angels have the second wild card. Orioles a half game out. Rangers a game and a half. Twins 3 and the Rays 3, so all still very much in it.
You know, this time of year, you get some fans rooting for teams they normally wouldn't root for. You got Yankee fans rooting for the Mets tonight when they meet the Orioles.
Wild card makes strange bedfellows. Now, that list goes deeper, but I mean, your television screen only has so much room.
Yeah.
Detroit 4.5 out of the second wild card. White Sox 6 out. Seattle 6.5. Cleveland 6.5, and even Boston 9 out.
You know, I know that's true, but the planets and all the stars would have to align perfectly for those. Yeah, too many teams to jump for the bottom teams in the wild. Not to say that it couldn't happen.
You know I'm a glass half full guy, Kenny, so I always look for the positives and things. 1-2.
All right.
2-2.
I'll play along. And what I mean by that, teams would have to lose on the right day, and certain teams would have to win on the correct, just so you can move up. Because you're running out of time.
Gardner grounds one to second. They have just one play. They make it at first. As Ellsbury moves into scoring position, and that'll bring up A-Rod. What a big hit for Alex and the team yesterday. He's been such a big part of what this team has done, but he came up in the bottom of the seventh, 0 for his last 14, 1 for his last 26, 2 for his last 35, trending south, and he just did what he does. Took an outside pitch and drove it into the Yankee bullpen for a grand slam. His 25th grand slam in his career. I thought he said something which everybody has to be thinking when Meredith interviewed him on the field after the game about the curtain call. He said, I really thought those days were over, that there wouldn't be any more curtain calls.
They keep hitting grand slams in the seventh inning and put your team ahead. It's going to be like Stars on Broadway.
That one is driven out to left center. On the run is Hicks. He'll make the play. And fires the ball in. Ball kind of hung up there.
Don't think he quite got the good wood on it. It had a decent enough carry, but if he hit it as well as he could have, Hicks would have been picking this one up in the gap in left center field. Maybe a little off the end of the bat. Take a look at this on Yesmo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Just didn't have that ringing sound. A little hollow.
an 0-1 count on Beltran. Carlos 13 for his last 33. Now you can't do it. You're not allowed. But if you took his April out of the equation, he's having a very nice year. He just looked lost in April, but found it, and is pretty much the player the Yankees thought he was going to be, at least offensively. Defensively, he's not the same player he used to be when he was a center fielder, but he can still hit.
Well, it shows you that he is still capable of carrying the team for a while. Certain guys get hot. Beltran's been one of them over his career. That, you know, week or 10 days, it's the Carlos Beltran show.
They say he went around, and Beltran strikes out. So the leadoff single by Ellsbury is wasted. No runs, a hit, no errors, and one man left on base. We played one here at the stadium on a 4-game hitting streak. 6 in his last 12 at bats. The 9 home runs, 3 of them have come against the Yanks. They have not yet figured him out. Now, this is not one of those rookies, though, where you just don't know how to pitch him because you don't know anything about this. This guy is projected to be a star. So what he's doing is what people expect him to do. Sometimes you don't do what you expect, but he's living up to the hype.
6'3", 260 pounds. So the power is there.
So he is from San Pedro de Macorís. Usually they produce shortstops. He actually works out with Robinson Cano during the winter.
You don't see too many 260-pound shortstops. We have a note here on Sano. It says he has 25 walks and 55 strikeouts in 39 major league games. No other player has had that combination with that many strikeouts and walks through his first 39 games. So he's got the power. He's got an idea at the plate. Doesn't swing at all that many bad pitches. We've seen him chase a few, but I've been impressed.
And they still have Buxton, who is going to be a part of this either later this year or next year for sure. He's projected to be a can't miss. Strike 3, Sano down looking.
I'll give him another strikeout, 56. Let's see where the pitch is. You can see the target right there, and man, good late movement, hits the corner. Sano caught looking.
Here's Trevor Plouffe. And a strike. Tied him up with 99, 0-2. Breaking ball. Missed the inside corner with that, but a good pitch, 1-2.
Yeah, just missed the corner.
See, I like that on an 0-2 pitch, Kenny. It's not a wasted pitch. It's just a waste pitch.
And not only that, if you happen to get a call strike 3, I mean, you've gotten him out with 3 pitches.
Right.
And a strikeout at that.
He gets him out on 4 pitches. And that's a strikeout. Put out 2-3. Third strikeout for Eovaldi. And ever since Eovaldi started throwing the splitter and giving people a different look, there have been a lot more swings and misses against him.
Well, not only because in spring training, that was a pitch he was working on. And Larry Rothschild and he in spring training, Larry said, you got to throw. You got to throw this pitch. You got to gain confidence in this pitch. And as we've seen, as the season has come along, he's getting more and more outs on the split finger, more and more comfortable throwing it. He can even throw it for strikes from time to time. Split finger is designed to look like a fastball and then drop out of the zone.
Rosario fouls it away.
I think if there's been a surprise player for the Minnesota Twins, it's been Eddie Rosario this year. We've seen his defensive ability. He threw out a runner at home plate earlier this series. And let's check out the hitter scouting report. He's got to learn to take the show on the road. He's a .346 hitter in Minnesota. On the road, barely over 200, 207. So once he learns that, 30 extra base hits, that is tied with Carlos Correa of the Houston Astros for the most by a rookie player. And the last one, he's been on target against the Yankees. In Target Field, he had the first game he ever played against. He had 3 doubles in that game. And he is 7 for 13 overall against the Yankees this year. So he's pretty good. From Puerto Rico.
Swing and a miss. A strong inning for Nathan Eovaldi. How strong? Let's take a look. Miguel Sano, he'll take a seat. Trevor Plouffe, swing and a miss. Rosario makes it a hat trick. We go to the bottom of the second. Slow clock. He said the game's not too fast for him. He knows exactly what the plan is and what he wants to do up there and doesn't get overwhelmed by the moment. And he said, I'm not going to compare him to this player because I haven't managed or coached a lot of 21, 22-year-olds. He said, but a guy that I used to manage that had a slow clock with the Marlins was Miguel Cabrera.
That's quite a compliment. My wife has a slow clock, too. She's always late.
Bird grounds it up the middle. Dozier makes the play, 1 away. Here's Chase Headley, one of the best pinch hitters in the history of the Yankees, 3 for 3 this year. Being facetious there, but he is 3 for 3 coming off the bench, and yesterday he did pick up a pinch hit single. The 0-1. 0-2.
Oh,
wow. You can hear that all the way up here as he'll take first base.
You know, maybe that hit him on the guard. Let's hope so.
Maybe that's why it was so loud up here.
And it seems to be okay. Let's see where it gets him. Yep. Ooh. Still doesn't feel good, but maybe some protection there. Maybe not all that much. HBP. Hit by pitch. So Headley's now reached safely in 25 of his last 26 games.
Here's Didi Gregorius. A little bit of a slow slump going on for him. 3 for his last 20, but still over 250. He's at 257. Still playing a very good shortstop.
Now don't let the name Didi fool you. I was talking to him around the batting cage yesterday. This guy's 6'2",
yeah,
over 200 pounds. Very athletic.
Oh, 0-2.
You know, Molitor has seen the. He was coaching for the Twins for a while, and the Yankees since 2002 really had the Twins number. Yankees are 40 games over 500 against the Twins since 2002.
Grounded to second. This could be two. There's one, and there's two. So Santana gets Gregorius to bang into the 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. We've played two here in the stadium. 0-0 on Yes. Yes, brought to you by T-Mobile. Eduardo Escobar leads off the third. Evaldi has struck out 4 Twins in a row on the Audi scoreboard. It's 0-0. It's the Audi A3, of course.
Yankees had trouble with Escobar last night. He had a 3-hit night. Switch hitting shortstop.
Foul ball.
There's third base umpire Pat Holberg, and he'll make the call here as the ball.
Wow, that's close.
It's close. But no cigar for Escobar.
The 0-2. Sun's kind of hiding right now. Very cloudy at the stadium. Brighter skies over the right field grandstand as Escobar puts it in play to break the string of strikeouts, but still one away here in the third.
I thought you were going with glass half full today.
I'm reporting, Kenny. I can't slant it.
Well, partly cloudy means it's partly sunny.
No, I don't see any sun. I mean, I report.
Yeah.
You decide.
Yeah, okay. That's the way it is. For everybody out there.
Here's Chris Herman.
It's an interesting matchup, these two, Evaldi and Herman, because Evaldi, as we all know, is from Alvin, Texas. And Herman is from Tomball, Texas, but he went to started his college career at Alvin Community College.
Tomball, Texas?
Yeah, that's
never heard of that.
Yeah, well, I had heard of it. I couldn't really tell you where it is, but
Tomball?
That's it. Tomball, Texas. Well, this is kind of one of those homey matchups that you get every once in a while. Alvin is a suburb of Houston. We know that. And Tomball also is a suburb of Houston. You get some interesting names when you look at those small towns in Texas. You ever go over the Rand McNally maps? You see those small town names? Little state roads in Texas, maybe even dirt roads.
Mm-hmm.
There is a Singleton, Texas. I looked it up.
Have you thought about moving there?
No.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 5 for Evaldi.
So Evaldi wins the Texas matchup. He's the faster of the two. Upstairs, and Herman couldn't get on top of it. Shane Robinson, he doesn't get many starts against right-handed pitchers. Usually it's Torrey Hunter, but day game after night game, and the veterans not playing today.
101 miles an hour. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Oh, nope. Just got a piece. I apologize.
Robinson did barely a piece of that. That was a slider. You're choking up with 2 strikes. Not a bad idea. A little bit more back control. Here comes the sun.
Right in on the hands, and there's Murphy to put it away. So Eovaldi perfect through 3 with 5 strikeouts. The Yankees still looking for a run.
Decided to do that, and today the Yankees recognized them for reaching out into the community, allowed them to come meet some of the players, hang out at the ballpark, and do a little bit more community service by collecting those school supplies.
Well, year 7 has not disappointed, as the Yankees every season for the last 7 have taken a week out of their schedule, and whether there's a game that night or day, they do something that helps. And that's the main thing about Hope Week. They help those less fortunate, and it's a great initiative. Stephen Drew picks up a single to lead off the 3rd. And I'm always amazed, Kenny. You know, they have sign-up sheets for the players, and you would think, you know, mornings are cherished by the players after the night game, and there's always sign-ups. I mean, they never ever lack for players, and the biggest names show up. The manager shows up. Jennifer Steinbrenner and Swindell is always part of it as well.
Exactly.
So it's amazing how everybody wants to be involved.
Well, it gives the players a chance to get out there in the community, and every cause is a good cause, as we see during the course of Hope Week. And it's certainly a nice effort by that school supplies for a school here in the Bronx, near the stadium.
One. Murphy fouls it away.
When you saw the numbers on John Ryan Murphy, and he had a big hit, game-winning home run in Minnesota against Paul Molitor's Twins in the 9th inning. I don't know if I ever saw anybody more elated to hit a game-winning home run to John Ryan, his 2nd major league homer. Look at his batting average, 282. He plays sparingly, but he's hanging in there when he gets a chance to play.
Audi A3 scoreboard, 0-0. Still 2-2.
So far, Santana's been able to get some of these Yankee hitters out in front by taking a little off. And he's a veteran. He's been around a while.
And Murphy down on strikes.
No taking off there. That was his best fastball, 94. And a good location as well. It may be a hair off the plate, but too close to take, and John Ryan Murphy swings right through it.
A couple of birthdays to mention today. Chris Capuano, the Yankees, turns 37, and really one of the great gentlemen that I have ever met in my years in sports, and a really great Yankee as well. Bobby Richardson. Happy birthday to Bobby. He turns 80 today. Ellsbury grounds one foul.
Bobby Richardson, the only player to win the World Series MVP on a losing team. Within 12 runs against the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think it was the 1960 World Series.
And Bobby's name kept coming up during this year's NBA Finals because a lot of people thought that LeBron was going to be a losing player that ends up being the MVP, but he did not get it. Iguodala got it. And Chuck Howley from the Cowboys also won the MVP in a Super Bowl that the Cowboys lost. I've always wondered about the Richardson one. Was he named the MVP because the game ended so suddenly and the ballots were already in? You know?
You weren't exactly in the electronic age back then. You couldn't change your vote.
Couldn't text. And Jerry West also won the MVP on a losing team. Plouffe to second, on to first. A beautiful 3-6-1 double play off the bat of the speedy Ellsbury. So the Twins turned it nicely. No runs a hit, no errors, and one man, nobody left on base because it's double play. Let's go to the fourth. 5 strikeouts through 3 innings for Nathan Eovaldi. And Hicks leads off, takes outside. Lincoln scoreboard 0-0. When Eovaldi throws to the splitter this year, opponents hitting 182 against him. And the Twins are 0 for 8 against the splitter today, including all 5 strikeouts.
And you saw the effect of the splitter right there. Looked like it was headed for the corner, then broke away. The fact that he throws so hard, the hitters have to be ready to commit if it's the fastball. And there's the fastball.
So now the splitter puts something else in their mind. So at 1-2, what's Hicks going to get? Gets the fastball up and in, 2-2. Lined right at Bird. 1 out.
Hicks has hit the ball hard twice. Once to second, now to first. Nothing to show for it. And 10 in a row retired.
Here's Brian Dozier.
Dozier, tremendous production for his second base and middle infielder with the 25 homers. Got 59 extra base hits. Good breaking ball for strike. Dozier out of the University of Southern Mississippi. Brett Favre, Ray Guy.
And Dozier down on strikes. 100-mile-per-hour fastball, strikeout number 6.
hard one. We mentioned the Alvin, Texas, hometown of Nolan Ryan. This is what Nolan used to feature years ago, the high hard one. That could have been me turning around walking back to the dugout. A 100 again.
That's a nice easy 100. Doesn't seem like he's really straining.
He's put a few in the easy pass zone today, or the easy pass lane.
0-2. And Eovaldi deals. Grounded to Gregorius. And another 1-2-3 inning as Eovaldi is perfect. Through 4. We go to the bottom of the 4th, but still no across my scorebook. Not much scoring on that book. Lincoln scoreboard shows nothing, and no base runners for the Twins over the first 4. And Gardner takes outside the zone 1-0. It'll be Gardner, A-Rod, and Beltran against Irvin Santana. Nice play there by Dozier on the hop, and he gets Gardner for the first out. Dozier played it to the side and on the hop.
Take a look at this on Yes Mo, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. You can see Dozier made that play look easy. It was not that easy.
Here's Alex, who has 50 home runs against the Twins. Now, he leads with 70 home runs against the Angels. Remember all the years that he spent in Seattle, and they played the Angels a lot more.
But look at it.
And also in Texas.
There's 7 teams there that he's hit 50 or more home runs against.
That's how you're closing in on 700.
Yeah, you got that right. What's he got now? 679.
And also put into perspective, that's taking a year and a half out of his career. Last year he was suspended. The year before that with the hip surgery. So unbelievable power numbers. 1-2.
Santana spent a year with Kansas City. And the free agent signing with the Minnesota Twins.
Now, Alex's nickname has always been A-Rod, but some people, and he was even on the Yankee Twitter feed yesterday, started calling him Bayrod, which is beyond all else. It's kind of a term for, honey, whatever. B-A-E-Rod.
Well, as Dave Niehaus, the last Hall of Fame broadcaster for the Seattle Mariners, that first called him A-Rod.
Yep.
Niehaus's call last night would get out the rye bread and mustard, Grandma. It's salami time.
Swing and a miss.
Grand salami time.
As Alex turns into K-Rod on that one, so 2 away.
Third strikeout for Santana. He's pitching a very good game himself. Teixeira out of the lineup. Beltran, yet another switch hitter who's had a tremendous career. And both of them going to reach the 400 mark in home runs for their career. That's quite a statement. I believe Beltran's at 386, yeah, and Teixeira's at 394. And the fact that you're a switch hitter keeps you in that lineup just about every single day. You don't get pinch hit for.
Ground ball and a diving stop by Dozier gets away though and allows Beltran to reach.
Dozier's come up with one good play this inning, almost had another. But this one I believe is going to hit off the thumb of off the thumb of the glove. And squirt away, and it gives Beltran a base hit with 2 down. Right off the thumb.
So Beltran gets a 2-out single. And here's Greg Bird. 0-1.
Look at the Twins defensively, particularly in the outfield, and it shows Bird's ability to hit the ball all over. You know, they get video, even though you've only had a few at bats in the big leagues. They have you on tape now. And he has the ability to hit the ball well all over the field.
Deep to right. There it goes. See ya. And Bird flies around the bases with a 2-run home run. His first big league home run, and the Yankees lead 2-0.
Now he mentioned his ability to hit the ball all over the field. We should also mention the fact he has the ability to hit the ball a long way. Got a beautiful swing, that young man, and you have a feeling he's going to be around for a long time. Well, see the happiness, just how elated he is, and he should be. Hit a ball this far, up in the zone. He's had that feeling before, but not at the big league level.
He's going to get a little bit of a chance here because Joe Girardi said before the game that Teixeira is still feeling the pain in the right shin. So that means Bird's going to get a couple more starts. They want to make sure that Mark Teixeira is okay. Grounded, past a diving Plouffe, and down the right field line. It'll go into the corner, played there by Rosario. And Headley's going for 2 and makes it.
Even the strong arm of Rosario couldn't keep Headley from getting a double on this one. A rocket over the bag by Trevor Plouffe. Rosario's got 10 outfield assists. This is going to hook and then head for the corner. No chance for Plouffe. That ball hit too hard. You mentioned Headley's been on a roll. He's reached safely 25 of his last 26 games and twice today.
So 2-0 Yankees, bottom of the 4th. Runner at second, 2 outs. And here's Gregorius. Grounded to first. Plouffe is there, and that'll do it. But the Yankees get on the board, and a child shall lead them. Rookie Greg Bird filling columns. His first big league home run. A 2-run blast into the second deck. And it's 2 over the Twins. We go to the 5th inning. So Greg Bird with his first career home run put some runs on the board. And Sano takes low. Now, for those wondering what John Sterling's home run call was, it was bye-bye Birdie, the Birdman of New York.
Oh, John's a big fan of Broadway shows.
Oh, yes. Yeah. A lot of people are a big fan of Greg Bird right now. He has really shown himself to belong. That one is lined to left field, and Gardner makes the play for the first out. There's John. He's got a call for everyone. Miles an hour outside. Plouffe takes low, 2-0. 6 strikeouts for Eovaldi. He leads 2-0, 2-5-0 for the Yanks, and 0s across for the Twins.
By my count, only one ball hit pretty well, and that was the one that was just hit by Sano. Yeah, Hicks lined out to first. Make it 2.
The 2-0. 2-1. And 3-1. Popped up. Drew right there, 2 away.
You know, a pitcher has a good fastball when he's behind on the count 3-1 and he gets it in there and the hitter gets jammed. The hitters have a tendency to look for the heat. They know they have to be quick, especially with Eovaldi on the mound. It's still not quick enough.
Strike to Rosario. And the 0-1. Foul back. Now it's 0-2. Rosario struck out in the second. That was the 4th strikeout for Eovaldi, and the 3rd of the second inning. He struck out the side. And the 0-2.
Getting that rhythmic clapping from the fans here with the 2 strike counts. Trying to anticipate a punch out. That goes back to the Ron Guidry game, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. 18 strikeouts against the Angels. Club record.
And the 1-2. Popped up. Shallow center. Ellsbury makes the play. 15 up, 15 down. Moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, statcasts, and more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. Drew hits a fly ball to right. And Rosario makes the catch for the first out. Bigelow T scoreboard, 2-0 Yankees. There's John Ryan Murphy. Certainly putting down the right fingers for Nathan Eovaldi. Now, Santana's pitching a pretty good game. But when you're pitching a pretty good game and the other pitcher is doing what he's doing, it's like the pretty girl standing next to Heidi Klum. You're not going to get noticed that much. And Murphy down on strikes. Two away.
Don't you get the feeling in that situation you could go wrong?
True.
Yeah, there's the swing of the fastball, and John Ryan Murphy struck out for the second time.
That one is wrapped into right center, and a nice play by Dozier to haul it in, taking a single away from Ellsbury. A lot of range by Dozier and quick feet to get there. So the Yankees go down in order. Check this play out. Full extension.
Who is gone? And then in the fourth, Ryan Dozier gets the treatment. 6 strikeouts for Nathan Eovaldi thus far.
Escobar leads off the 6th inning, and it's a 1-0 count. Well, that tells the story. 15 up, 15 down for Eovaldi and the Yankees. 2-0 Yanks. Missed inside, 2-0. CeCe was perfect through 4 yesterday. Actually 4 1/3, then he walked Plouffe in the 5th. Three and 0. There's a strike. There's CeCe, who's pitched well in his last 3 starts, but nothing to show for it.
Yeah, not much in the way of run support. Ooh, that had to be 100. He's not messing around. He's ready to come right back at you.
Three-two. He struck him out.
That's impressive. Fell behind 3-0. Comes back to strike out. Escobar leading off the 6th here. There's a 3-2 pitch. Foul tipped it into the glove of John Ryan Murphy. When a pitcher's on a real roll, as Eovaldi is in this game, always felt the first hitter of the next inning that you face, it's kind of tough to get back in the rhythm again.
Strike to Herman.
And right away he fell behind 3-0 on Escobar, but he fought right back and got him.
And that one is looped into left field, a base hit. So Herman breaks the string of 16 retired in a row, and Eovaldi's going to get a nice hand.
Well, the fans applauding the effort of Nathan Eovaldi. This is going to jam him. Fights it off. Found a soft spot in the zone out there. Now first time working from the stretch.
And there's a base hit through the left side for Robinson. So 2 in a row here in the 6th. Runners on first and second, 1 out. You know, we showed a shot of Larry Rothschild, and you know, coaches get a lot of blame, but you've got to give some credit to Rothschild and the people in the Yankee organization. Kenny mentioned earlier, Nathan Eovaldi has 15 career wins coming into this year. Gave up the most hits in the National League last year, and the Yankee organization looked at him, knew the pitching coach that they have, and said, you can't teach 100 miles an hour, but maybe we could teach him to be a better pitcher. And Rothschild worked with him. The splitter's become a weapon. Other Yankee players have talked to him and the approach, and he's become a very viable starter. That one is popped up on the bunt and foul. Now you can look at his numbers, and his numbers, other than the 1-loss record, don't jump out at you. But Kenny, if you look at his last 9 starts, all of the numbers are much better. At the beginning of the year, he was closer to the Eovaldi of the Marlins last year. Now he's evolving into a very good pitcher.
Yeah, and he was also the pitcher on the Yankee staff who was getting the most in the way of run support. We got to throw that in there. So a lot of that early season evolving for Eovaldi, if you will, into a pretty good pitcher. He was getting help from the offense. Well, now he doesn't need quite as much help from the offense to get through these ball games.
He'll take it.
Oh, yeah. Who wouldn't? I mean, there are always a lot of base runners. There's not as many base runners as we go through the season here. He's more of a pitcher as opposed to being a thrower when he first showed up with the Yankees.
Slow roller to third. Headley gets him at first. And Hicks looks like he might have pulled a hamstring. What a play by Headley. The bare hand, that's the only chance he had.
Now Hicks is limping as he's walking back. You know, sometimes you're trying your darndest to beat out a hit, and you just strain and strain and strain, and just as he got to the bag, you can see him come up lame here, and he's still limping as he's running back to the dugout. You can see the throw is definitely in time. As Michael said, heck of a play by Headley to pick up the second out here, but the tying runs have moved into scoring position.
So second and third now. The tying run is at second base, and here's Brian Dozier, who's 0 for 2 against Eovaldi. 101 miles an hour for a strike.
You know, the thing about Eovaldi too, he maintains his ability to throw the ball in the upper 90s into 100 just about throughout the game. Starting Minnesota, he was in the upper 90s going into the 9th inning before he ran into a little trouble, and the Yankees had to go to the bullpen. Larry Rothschild, I talked to him after that game, and he was kind of disappointed if Eovaldi didn't finish it off. Because in this day and age, you know, complete games, you see one about just as much as you see Haley's Comet. And they're really bullpen savers.
The 2-1. There's that splitter. That's the difference maker. 2-2.
Boom. Bottom falls out.
And he throws it so hard. 14 swings and misses against Eovaldi. That ties his season high, which he's done twice previously, April 15th and May 7th. The 2-2. Count full.
1-0-2.
And the payoff. Check swing, he did not go, and that loads the bases for Joe Mauer. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
Now the first real trouble that Eovaldi's had to work out of in this game. Walking a couple of hits here for the Twins. Former batting champion at the plate. Reach back for a little extra.
And he goes off speed. 1-0. Mauer's 0 for 2 against Eovaldi this afternoon. Herman's at third, Robinson at second, and Dozier at first. Bases loaded. Yankees lead 2-0, top of the 6th inning. Here's a strike. One and two.
He's gotten through this at bat so far, and he hasn't thrown him a fastball. Curveball, 2 splitters. If you're Joe Mauer, you know it's out there somewhere.
Lined into right field, it's a base hit, and that is going to tie the game. A 2-run single for Mauer. It's a 2-2 game. And here comes Rothschild.
For some reason, they didn't want to throw it to him. An off-speed pitch. Mauer gets the hit. And it kind of spun right in the middle of the plate. And as former batting champions, they don't miss pitches like this. They're going to hit it hard. And this one's going to drop in for a base hit. It might have been the worst pitch that Eovaldi has thrown all day. And Joe Mauer's too good a hitter.
So things unravel quickly from pitching a perfect game through 16 batters. Now the game is tied, and runners on first and second with 2 outs, and Sano at the plate. 1-0.
As you watch Eovaldi pitch today, his fastball is his best pitch. His splitter is the second best. And look at the Sano with the runners in scoring position, pretty darn good early in his career here. And his breaking ball has been his 3rd best pitch. He just gave up a hit on his 3rd best pitch.
Still nobody up in the Yankee bullpen. No one even stretching. The 3-0. Strike.
Well, this inning jumped the pitch count up there.
3-2, and here's how it breaks down. Nice and easy for the first 5, and 27 pitches here in the 6th to drive him up to 98. And a walk. So now the bases are loaded.
Well, one thing if you're Evaldi, you realize, my perfect game effort's over. The Twins have scored. You got to remind yourself the game is still tied. You got to get the 3rd out of this inning. Give your offense a chance to get you the lead back.
Here's Plouffe. And a strike. So his 100th pitch was clocked at 101 miles an hour. As Kenny said, he does not lose velocity as the game moves on. Grounded foul, 0-2. So Nick Rumbelow picked up the victory yesterday. He's up in the Yankee bullpen. And the 0-2. Did he go? No, said Angel Hernandez.
That was a good pitch, though, and the fact that it was up and out of the zone, but close enough that Plouffe thought about it. Sometimes you get hitters that chase it, put it up near their eyes. They see it very well. They know they have to be quick on the fastball, but Plouffe was able to slam on the brakes.
And the 1-2. Dribbled slowly to 3rd. And that one gives the Twins the lead. An infield single by Plouffe, and it's 3-2 Minnesota.
Oh, at 2 strikes, Headley's back. And Plouffe, once that ball got by Evaldi, there was no play for anybody. So all the runners are going to move up 90 feet. And Plouffe gets himself a run batted in. It gives the Twins the lead here in the 6th. And the Twins have now batted around.
Here's Eddie Rosario. Grounded foul. So Escobar struck out to start the inning, then single, ground ball to 3rd, walk, single, and it's 3-2 Twins, top of the 6th. Chop to Bird. He's going to flip to Evaldi, and that will do it. But the Twins score 3 runs on 4 hits, and they leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 6th.
He said they'd like him to get a little bit more work, get that pitch count up a little bit, and feel a little more comfortable on the mound. As I had mentioned, didn't feel as though his breaking stuff was particularly sharp. They're hoping next time out that it is, and they can bring him back up to the big leagues.
Well, that'd be good news for the Yankees, Meredith. And they weren't really sure where he's going to pitch at the minor league level, whether it be Double-A or Triple-A.
I did see that they decided now to be in Scranton.
All right.
It'll be Triple-A.
So those fans in Scranton will get a chance to see Michael Pineda.
Oh, what a play by Plouffe to take a base hit away from Gardner.
I think if Plouffe doesn't come down with this, it's a two-base hit. He's up, pulls it down. Not only drove in the go-ahead run, prevented a Yankee runner from getting on base with a nice play.
We've got some changes for the Twins because Hicks left the game. We did tell you it looked like he pulled a muscle. So the center fielder's out. We know that Rosario has moved from right to center. Robinson takes over in right as A-Rod takes outside.
Here's Rosario now in center field. That's Robinson moves from left to right.
Ground ball to third. Sano. 2 outs. Eduardo Nunez takes over at short. So I'm assuming that Escobar moved from short to left.
Yep.
And there are the changes behind Santana. And Beltran takes a strike. Carlos is 1 for 2. He singled before Greg Bird's home run in the 4th inning. 1-1. Santana deals. Rip foul.
Escobar is sort of the Twins' utility player. He started 2 at second, 33 at short, 5 at third, 27 in left field, and 7 at the DH. So Escobar, no stranger to the outfield.
The 1-2. 2-2. Pitch count in very good shape for Santana at 69 with 2 outs here in the 6th. And the 2-2. 3-2. Well, the 5-pitch 5th inning certainly didn't hurt the overall pitch count. It is 3-2 Twins, bottom of the 6th inning, as they try to avoid a sweep at the hands of the Yankees. 3-2. And Beltran works a walk, and that'll bring up Bird.
Number 31.
First walk of the game. Let's go back to the 4th inning. 2 outs and 1 on, and there's Bird. His first major league home run.
So his mom and dad, they are still here. They've been here at the homestand. They were in Toronto as well, so they've got to see all these first. And the pitch is low to Bird. That one is drilled to right center field. Rosario back, still back, looking up. See ya! Another home run for Greg Bird, and he gives the Yankees a lead, 4-3. 2 home runs for the rookie, arriving in a big way here in the Bronx.
First one in the second deck and right. This time he picks on the bullpen in right center field. That was more of a line drive home run as opposed to the first one. It was a high towering drive to right. Either way, Bird has driven in all 4 Yankee runs today.
Man, it looks like he's going to get his first curtain call. Will somebody push him out? The baby bomber with 2 home runs.
Must be something about Carlos Beltran getting on base in front of him.
That's it.
Yeah, that must be it. There it is. Far away places.
That's what birds do.
That ball migrated a long way, didn't it? Here's a look at the swing. It's quick, powerful stroke. Bam. Had the sound. Rosario's going to run out of room.
Two and 2 on Headley. Headley's been hit by a pitch and double. So he gets called up because the Yankees needed a backup first baseman, and with Teixeira hurting right now, he's going to see action. And boy, he has done more than they could have ever imagined.
Bird last fall had a very good Arizona Fall League. That's teams only send their best prospects to the Fall League, and the ones that shine usually are ticketed for stardom in the big leagues.
Base hit for Headley. Now, the Yankees certainly got a lot of grief from fans that they didn't do much right before the trade deadline. But if they were going to do anything significant, they were going to have to trade Luis Severino or Greg Bird or Aaron Judge. And they said, you know what? It's not worth it. We're not going to trade those guys. So if that's what we have to do in order to get somebody that's going to excite the masses, well, you know what? We'll stand pat, and those guys will help us win.
These players are under control much, much longer than some of those other players that the Yankees might have been considering. And let's put it this way, too. They're more cost effective. You've grown these players.
Gregorius fouls it away. Now, as far back as we could go, 1914, only one other Yankee had 2 home runs and 4 ribbies in a game within his first 5 career games. And that Yankee, I'm sure fans remember, it happened in 2007. Shelley Duncan, who did it in his 4th game. He had 2 home runs and 4 ribbies against Tampa Bay. But Shelley Duncan, when you watched him play, he was a whale and bail guy. If he connected with a fastball, it was going to go. And as Joe Girardi said before today's game, Greg Bird has a slow clock. He's got a plan out there. He goes the other way. He'll take the ball to left. He'll pull it when the pitch is inside. So the Yankees have always thought, as he's moved through the organization, he's got a plan. And maybe it's a plan that has lasting power. Gregorius skies one to left. Escobar's there, and that'll do it. But the Yankees retake the lead. 2-run home run by Bird in the 4th. And a 2-run home run by Bird in the 6th. And the Yankees lead 4-3. We go to the 7th. Eovaldi's still out there. And Escobar takes a strike.
Crowd still buzzing.
You know, with Bird doing what he's doing, Kenny, a lot of my buddies are tweeting me 2 names.
Oh, don't. I know what they're going to say.
Okay, tell me.
WP?
WP, Wally Pipp. Now for our young viewers, Wally Pipp. It's somewhat apocryphal, but Wally Pipp was a Yankee first baseman who had a headache, took a day off. The guy that replaced him was Lou Gehrig, and Gehrig never left the lineup. And so when you have a youngster come in because of an injury, as Ellsbury runs that down, everybody talks about getting Wally pipped. Mark Teixeira has been so much a part of what has happened this year, and when he's healthy, he's going to slide right back in and play first base. He's not getting Wally pipped. Yankees are just thankful that they had a kid in the minor league system that could pick him up when Teixeira did get hurt.
Well, there was no real backup first baseman, and when you want to give A-Rod a chance to, a day off, relax a little bit, you can let Teixeira DH that day.
Right.
Put Bird in there. Actually give two of your veterans a bit of a rest.
The 1-0. 1-1. And a strike. This is a nice bounce back inning for Eovaldi. He's got a high pitch count right now in terms of today's baseball, and he's given the Yankee bullpen more outs that they don't have to get. Strike three. Herman down looking.
It was Herman the guy that started with the base hit last inning. And Eovaldi said, "Yep, take this back to Tom Ball."
117 pitches is the high for this year. He's at 114 today. He averages 96. Rumbelow. The fact that Nick Rumbelow is up shows you how gassed the Yankee bullpen is. And they're going to be using a young kid in a game that's this close, and every win is important. But Betances has been used a lot. Miller, I don't think, is available today.
Betances did get the game off yesterday. Yeah. He might end up closing this game.
Could be. And the 1-2 fouled away.
And depending on, I think, how the Yankees do next inning with their offense, it might tell you when Betances is going to enter this game.
Right. Well, they say that Aaron Hicks left the game with a hamstring strain, left leg. Grounded to shortstop. Gregorius is there, and Eovaldi works a 1-2-3 inning, and he is leading this one 4-3 at the end of 6.5 innings of play. Get up and stretch. It's the Yankees 4, the Twins 3, but we're going to stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and remove your caps? And please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest who is joined today by his family. United States Army Sergeant Frank Scalero from Elmsford, New York, who served in World War II and is a Purple Heart recipient. The Yankees say thank you for your sacrifice and service to our nation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
a 3-2 lead after 5.5, but Bird's home run put the Yankees back up top. Stephen Drew will lead off against Santana. And Drew shows bunt and takes a strike.
This is tack-on time in a ball game for the Yankees. Give yourself a little insurance. They did it after A-Rod's grand slam last night. It gave them the lead 5-4. They tacked on 3 more runs. Chasen Shreve, the left-hander, is up in the bullpen. Twins have the top of their lineup coming up in the 8th.
Grounded to first. And Drew is retired, 1 away here in the 7th. Here's Murphy. Swing and a miss. Chased a high fastball.
You know, with all the shifting going on in baseball now, when the hitters come to plate, it almost seems abnormal when you look out there and everybody's where they should be. Straight away for John Ryan Murphy.
Foul back. Murphy struck out twice against Santana. It's 4-3 Yankees as they try to sweep the Twins.
Now the shift is on.
One, 2. Ground foul. Announced crowd of 38,086 here at the stadium. A lot of like-colored T-shirts, so the campers are out in force as summer's winding down. School begins in September.
Not for the college students.
Sooner, right?
Yeah.
Strike 3. So 3 strikeouts for Murphy.
Santana has 5 in the game, and 3 of them are John Ryan Murphy. Caught looking. Pitch hit the corner.
Here's Ellsbury. He is 1 for 3. Grounded to first. Plouffe is there, steps on the bag, and the Yankees are retired in order. 1, 2, 3. We played 7 at the stadium. And This will be his 44th game. And he's going to face Eduardo Nunez in the leadoff spot for the Twins.
Impressive numbers.
Hyundai scoreboard 4-3. The Yankees lead.
Shreve has the low 90s fastball. His signature pitch, though, is a split changeup that falls off the table against right-handed hitters.
Count 3-1 on Nunez.
Nunez, with Hicks out of the ballgame, represents the top of the order for these Minnesota Twins.
Foul back.
Nunez have a little talk with himself.
Did you ever do that?
I'm still doing it. I'm doing it right now.
But we're all listening.
Yeah, every once in a while, you know, you get a why?
Right.
Yeah, why?
Fouled away.
You have to talk with yourself from time to time. Not out loud?
Never out loud.
All right. You scold yourself?
No, people do that for me. Strike three. Nunez down looking. Well, as promised earlier in the game, we've selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag #GuessDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile, SCJ 6771.
Enjoying a ball game.
And a strike to Dozier.
Well spotted off-speed pitch. Just when you think Shreve is lulling you to sleep, he'll sneak one over the inside corner with his best fastball, 92-93. There it is, 93 off the outside corner. One pitch sets up the next one. What do we go to here?
The 1-2.
Overthrown a bit.
So now the count is full on Dozier. Joe Mauer's on deck. Popped up. Gregorius makes the play for the second out. The Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. Well, Shreve will now face Maurer, who had that big 2-run single against Eovaldi in the 6th. Strike to Maurer.
I mentioned Maurer's hit with the bases loaded there. That I think if you asked Nathan Eovaldi after the game which was the worst pitch he threw in the game, he might point to that one.
Yeah, you don't want to get beaten on your third best pitch, but because of Greg Bird, he's not going to get beaten on that pitch.
Not to say that that's not a good pitch for him, but today it wasn't the best one. Shreve has fallen behind these hitters, and it's a little unusual for him, but he's been able to come back and get the first 2. That's why he's up to 17 pitches already with just 2 outs, and behind on Maurer 3-1.
Three and 2. Two outs, nobody on here in the 8th. It's a 4-3 Yankees lead. 3-2. Grounded left side. And just tickling off the glove of Gregorius and going into left field for a single.
Well, Maurer over the years has been very adept at hitting the ball the other way, whether it's on the ground, line drives, or even home runs back in his days at the Metrodome. But this one off the glove of Gregorius, I don't know if he would have had a chance to throw Maurer out anyway. Too much momentum going in the opposite direction. And Maurer has a second straight hit.
One and 0 on Sano. Grounded foul. 1-1.
As you look at the Yankees setup defensively, you got the outfielders playing very deep. They don't want the ball going over their heads with the tying run on first base. You've got Headley at third, relatively close to the line. Doesn't want to get over a double, a hard hit ball to his right. It's like the outfield version of the prevent defense in the NFL. Nothing deep. If it goes over your head, it's not your fault.
If it goes over your head, it's probably over the wall.
That's what I'm talking about. Yep.
That one gets away, and Maurer goes to second and makes it heads-up base running by Joe Maurer. So now the tying runs in scoring position.
And those pitches in the dirt, the catchers want to keep the ball just in front of them, but this one's kind of squirts away. And Mauer gets himself into scoring position on the wild pitch. Here's the throw down to second. Stephen Drew couldn't handle it, but Mauer is going to be safe anyway. Now things change up a bit for the outfielders. Now they move in a few steps. They want to be able to throw somebody out at the plate.
Swing and a miss, and Sano goes down on strikes. The throw to first. It's a strikeout, put out 2-3. So Shreve works a scoreless eighth. No runs a hit. One man left. We go to the bottom of the eighth. Yanks up by one. Score of 4-3 on the strength of 2 Greg Bird home runs. As Gardner leads off and takes a strike.
That was a beautiful view of the Hudson River there. George Washington Bridge.
And there's Dellin Betances, who will close. Looped into center field. Coming on is Rosario, and he makes the play for the first out.
Versatility. Rosario, we've seen him in left field, we've seen him in right, and now he makes a nice play in center to rob Gardner of a hit.
That'll bring up A-Rod, who is 0 for 3 this afternoon after his big grand slam last night. One and 0. One and one. So pretty good performance by Irvin Santana. He's made 2 mistakes. Greg Bird paid, or should I say, he made Santana pay for those mistakes with a pair of 2-run home runs.
You can also say, you know, both of those home runs came with 2 outs.
Yep.
So the mistake was putting Beltran on with a base hit and then Beltran on with a walk to get Greg Bird to the plate, which only complicated things even more.
Got the breaking ball in there on 3-1. Now 3-2. Either A-Rod or Beltran has to get on to give Bird another at bat here in the bottom of the 8th. It's 4-3 Yanks. And A-Rod works a 1-out walk.
The Twins bullpen is going. And you have to think that maybe if Beltran gets on here, that Santana would not see Mr. Bird. That's Trevor May, a right-hander. Or even if Beltran does not get on.
So a pitch to Beltran for a strike. Carlos is 1 for 2 with a walk and 2 runs scored. As Kenny mentioned, he was on base both times when Bird connected. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Beltran down on strikes, and that will bring up Bird. And let's hear the hand.
going to have to wait a while. We're going to get new pitchers. I had a feeling that Santana was not going to see him again.
So Molitor will bring in Trevor May. Irvin Santana gave up 4 runs on 7 hits. A couple of 2-run home runs to Greg Bird. So Molitor takes the ball from Santana. May comes in. It'll be May against Bird when we get back as he goes on for home run number 3. It wasn't an accident. He did the same thing in the 6th, the 2-run home run off a brand name pitcher Irvin Santana. Here's Trevor May. It'll be his 30th game, and this is what May is trying to stop.
Here's what Michael's talking about, 4th inning in a major league first. Going to double his pleasure in the 6th. Another 2-run homer, this time into the Yankee bullpen. That gave the Yankees the lead, and also his first curtain call.
The whole gang's here. Bird's been the word today at the stadium. Let's see if it continues. The pitch to Bird is a strike. It's funny, Kenny, nothing excites a fan base like a young player that performs well, but a young player that came up through the system and was developed by the organization.
Yeah, I think that because the fans have heard about these players as they're coming up, and they want to see them at the big league level, see what they can do. They know they had success at the lower levels, but the lower levels are not the major leagues.
That's why there was such love for the core 4, and you throw Bernie Williams in there as well, because they were Yankees, drafted, developed, and then they won championships here. 1-2. He struck him out. So May comes on to ground to Greg Bird. We go to the 9th inning. Yankees lead 4-3. It'll be Betances coming on. As Chris Young takes over in right field as we lift that from the late great Bob Murphy. If the Yankees win, it will be, and they would be celebrating a sweep of the Twins as the Indians come into town tomorrow. So Dellin Betances will try to close it out and pick up his 8th save of the year with Andrew Miller unavailable. And Trevor Plouffe will lead off here in the 9th. And a strike.
Betances got the night off last night. Andrew Miller did work. And Joe Girardi hesitant to use a pitcher 3 days in a row. Going to rely on Betances to close, as he was doing when Miller was on the disabled list. And while doing so, picked up 7 saves this year.
Count 3-1 on Plouffe.
The cow.
Swing and a miss. Comes back from down in the count to strike out Plouffe, 1 away.
And went to the 3-2 slider. 2 devastating pitches for Dellin Betances. Fastball, upper 90s, and the slider that just disappears for right-handed hitters. You know, we talked about how effective he is against righties. He's even better against left-handed hitters as Rosario's coming to the plate.
That was Betances' 100th strikeout, and the Yankees are the first team this season with 5 pitchers with 100 or more strikeouts. You've got Pineda, Cece, Tanaka, Eovaldi, who got his 100th today, and Betances. Line down the right field line, it is a foul ball.
Well, Rosario got the head out on that one. Quick stroked it. You very rarely see Betances pulled with that authority. Either right-handers or left-handed hitters. Left-handed batters are hitting 0.96. That's a bingo number against Betances this year.
Swing and a miss. 100 miles an hour. By Jack Curry's unofficial count, Eovaldi had 25 pitches of 100 or more miles per hour.
Today? He was feeling good.
Yep.
Undefeated in day games.
Swing and a miss. The Yankees 1 out away.
We talked about how effective that slider is to right-handed hitter. Watch this one.
Wow.
I don't want to laugh, but he missed this by quite a bit. That was more like a curve than a slider, but he got the desired result. 2 up and 2 down on punch outs.
All right, here's Eduardo Escobar against Betances. 1-0. Three infielders on the right side against Escobar. Headley about 12 feet off the bag at third. 2-0. Swing and a miss. One out away. Time to bite the nails. 4-3 game. The 2-1. This should do it. Popped up. Headley will battle the sun. Headley will win the battle, and the Yankees will win the game. 4-3. Greg Bird. Two-run home runs, and that's all the offense the Yankees needed. They got 7 innings from Nathan Eovaldi. They got a scoreless 8th from Chasen Shreve. And then they ordered some deli here in New York as Dellin Betances nails it down in the 9th, and the Yankees sweep the Twins, and they seem like they've righted the ship, Kenny, as they've won 6 of their last 7 games.
And Nathan Eovaldi stays undefeated against National League Central teams.